Hey, Christina here. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why people are not connecting to your mental health brand in the last 5 years. Now, reason 1 is there's a lack of visual presence. So, why I'm saying this is because lately mental health brands are too generic in their visuals, and they look too clinical and cold, and that's something that steers people away. So we need to really hone in on being authentic and speaking your people's language in terms of visuals, and from there you'll get a better connection. Now, people, in terms of like who you're serving, you need to really focus in on an ideal customer. Who is your top customer, your favorite customer that always comes to see you? And get to know them. What do they like? Do they like, they like hiking? Do they like art? Do they like coding? Or do they like fashion? Do they like comfy homes? Do they like writing? So these types of interests or things that they admire are things to hone in on, because your visual presence is going to call out to these people because it's going to attract them. So that's something to look out for. And also, I'm going to say this, no templates. I feel that templates really eliminate the whole aspect of being authentic. It falls back to being too generic. So no templates in my eyes, because we're trying to connect through human interaction and bringing in human qualities that people can really hone in on and resonate with you. And that's something that people lately in brands have been lacking a lot. So that's something to focus on. Reason number 2 is the lack of story. So there's a story that comes to this brand. So how did they become to be? How did they develop themselves? People want to know. People love stories. They love connecting with stories that they can relate to. So these stories need to be really enriched in emotion and really hone in on something that these people can relate to. And because then they'll connect with that story and they'll be fans of you because they've been there, they know. And same as the other side, if you as a brand are trying to connect to your people through an emotional story, you got to relate to them on a certain level in terms of like a situation that you've been in, that these people have been in as well, because from there you can find that common ground. And that's super important when it comes to telling a story. And with your crafting your story, you want to make sure that it's memorable and that it's really engaging. And that's super important too, because people gravitate to stories. They want to make sure that they can memorize that story. So that's why your stories have to be crafted in a way that it helps you stand out and that people can remember you for it. And that could also be told through your brand visuals and any type of marketing campaign that you're going to be running. That story can really connect because people want to be drawn into an emotional story because it would really move them. And that's super, super good, because you want people to gravitate to you and attract them to come to you. And that's how you can do it in that sort of way. Now, the next tip number 3, I'm telling you right now that it's definitely people not knowing who their customers are. So there's a lack of an understanding of who their ideal customer is. So definitely people right now are trying to speak to everybody because they think that they could speak to everyone, and they can't. That's just too much energy. And I'm not saying that you can't. I'm just saying that you want to niche down to a small group of people that you can serve best. And from there, you can expand. Because then what you can do afterwards is, once you build a really good relationship with these small groups of people, they might start to spread the news about you. And then your net of people might start to expand as well, where you explore, other different people that might relate to your brand. So understanding your people, getting into their headspace, understanding their pain points and their interests and maybe some of their challenges is so important, because you want to make sure that you can address those so that they don't feel, in doubt or in fear, because that's your job. You have to ensure that you're nurturing them as much as possible. And when you continually do that, they're going to become loyal fans to you because they can trust you. And that's the biggest thing right now, is trust. People want to trust brands, and they want to trust the person behind that brand. So for you to really cater to these people and hone into their needs, that is so key. And from there, when you get to know your ideal customer, your brand's going to align to them, because again, your brand is going to speak to your ideal customer. It's really not about you. I'm going to say this in a nicer way though. I'm going to say that yes, your brand is you and a part of you, but it's also about the people that you serve. So when you're crafting your brand, you want to make sure that the brand is truly authentic to you, but also authentic to the people that you'll be serving, so that both are aligned and on the same platform. Number 4, if people are looking at you and they see all these crazy services, it means that you're not niche down enough. So people are looking at you confused, because again, you're too focused on yourself. You're trying to do all these things and you can't do all the things at once. So what you need to do is you need to niche down on what you're truly passionate about. So if you're passionate about helping individuals who are depressed, this is your great topic, and you're really good at, dealing with people who are depressed through art mindfulness, which is any type of art therapy or any type of creative outlet that would help them relieve their depression. So you want to cater to some kind of a service in that area, instead of trying to help all these different people, people with anxiety, or people with, I'm going to say people with family issues, or people, suffering from PTSD. There's all these different outlets, but you need to understand where you're best at. So you want to make sure that you hone in your skills and what you are known for in your content, in your services, and then you echo that out to the people that you really want to help. So reason number 5, you're too focused on yourself. You're trying to do all the things that you like, but again, like I said before, it comes down to the people that you're going to serve. So if your ideal customer, likes drawing, then you're going to do drawing, and you're going to provide services or anything of that nature. So if it's art mindfulness and they like drawing, and you're going to try and do an art meditation course with drawing, that's something to hone into. But yes, people lately in branding, they always focus on themselves, and they can't. It's really trying to understand your people, and from there shift to the customer's wants and needs, and how you can align what you like to do with them as well, especially with your content. So right now, content creation is something that's really important in terms of developing a brand and building your online presence. In your aligned content, you want to make sure that your content speaks to the needs of the people. So make sure your content aligns with them, that you're not going off on a tangent with something that's not related to the topic that you're talking about or what they're looking for. When you're too focused on yourself, you start to enclose yourself in a bubble where you're not really engaging with people, your other fans, right? Your other audience. So what you need to do is you need to switch that mindset again, and you need to roll back and look at your audience. What do they like to talk about? What are some things that interest them? And you want to build a relationship with them, because that's what's so important right now. It's a human connection. That's what was really lacking lately, because we're so busy with, AI, which is artificial intelligence, that these robots are basically, contacting our audience and whatnot. So we want to make sure that we bring back that human connection. And that's basically it, guys. Those are my 5 reasons into what you can do better for your brand and why people are not connecting with your brand right now. And those are the points that are coming up commonly, because it's something that is still trying to be practiced in branding and developing a brand and building a brand. So I hope that this was helpful to you guys. And if you want to continue to see more videos from me, please subscribe and support the channel. I feel that I can help you guys out a lot in terms of branding. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!